Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at realistic battles. Okay, let's get into this. Alright, so this is what happens when I pick certain teams or Pokemon to go in the lead. I'm going to show you some of these battles. We're not going to look at all the wins here. We're going to be taking a look at some losses as well, and just horrible situations all around. This is a realistic battle video, so let's see what we have. I could have took out all of the losses and all the hard counters and just been like, look at this, Poliwrath is amazing with its new Icy Wind. But we're just going to look at the whole thing. All right, we're going to be pairing it up with Ampharos here, as well as Shadow Venusaur, Shadow Ampharos too. All right, so Giratina is actually going to be double shielding here. And you've seen the lead, it was an Ampharos, so there it is. They're bringing it back. We are up a shield, horrible lead. Okay, so let's see what we can do in this situation here. Going for that brutal swing. And I'm going to go for that Frenzy Plant. This is going to KO the Ampharos for sure. They bring back that Giratina. Now, the question is, do I want to shield this up? Well, hold on to my shield for the end here. And they're going to be using up all their energy. Not getting to the Frenzy Plant, but that's okay. We still have a shield and a Poliwrath. Swapping into Poliwrath. Now, it's all coming down to what's in the back, all right? If there's something that just straight counters me, there's just nothing I can do, even if I have a shield. And they bring in their own Poliwrath. So I think I try to actually put up a fight here. I'm not going to quit immediately. So I do go for Scold. We do actually get the attack drop as well, which is going to be nice. It's just doing more damage. Might as well go for the harder hitting move, even though they're both resisted here. Trying to pull this one back, but it's not looking too good here. And we're going to go ahead and back out there. All right, next game. What are we going to see here? Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. This is literally the next game, Pidgeot, okay? So it's aligning the moves with the Pokemon that I do have in the back. Obviously, the Ampharos is going to be good up against it. Venusaur, not so much. If I was leading the Ampharos, we would probably be met with Ground or something like that. Just straight up a counter here. But we are going to fight back. We did let that first Feather Dance go here. They're going for another one. We have an attack drop by 4 stages at this point here. Going for another Icy Wind. Unfortunately, it's not really going to be doing much, but I actually will be able to get to another one, so they're going to be kind of forced to throw here, which is going to allow me to farm down the Pidgeot, which, you know, is actually okay. Let's see what they're going to be bringing in here, though. A Giratina. Okay, so we're looking all right. We are up a shield here. Let's see if we're going to be able to pull this off. We do have that Venusaur in the back, so hopefully we can handle whatever is in the back, and it's not going to be like a Talonflame, because if it is, we're going to be looking pretty bad here. Still holding on to 2 shields. I think we're going to go ahead and use our first one, as they're going to be able to hit us with that Dragon Claw. Getting to the Brutal Swing here. I think this will be enough. Yeah, barely. And we do have a Mewtwo in the back, okay, with Confusion. That's not a coincidence. It's there because of the Pokemon that I have on my team. That's just the way this bullshit works when you're on a certain hard mode. So here we go. Gonna go ahead and bring in the Ampharos here. This is a wrap. Now you're thinking, yeah, maybe you should have stayed there with the Ampharos and gotten off some Brutal Swings. I don't think that would have helped. Now, next game, literally a Tentacruel. How are you supposed to play? Literally, it's just insane for me. Okay, and also the bug, not the bug, the grass animation for the mini game there when you hit your charge move for the grass moves, I do believe is a little broken. I don't know what's going on. So we were hard countered in the front and in the middle, so I'm just going to go ahead and back out. Again, I'm showing you the realistic stuff here, okay? This is what I have to deal with, all right? All right, so next game, we're met with a Poliwrath. Both of the Pokemon that we do have in the back are going to be good against this, but as soon as we bring in one of those, they're going to come in with a counter, so we're just going to hang tight here and see what we can do. So this will probably be the best lead that I've gotten so far. I wouldn't even call this a good lead. It's just a mirror match. So it's just a matter of who can get the attack drop first. And of course they get their attack drop, and I didn't get mine. Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and go for that Icy Wind to make sure we guarantee it and keep on throwing these Icy Winds here. If they throw an Icy Wind, we will survive. And I think we may have a double KO here. It's going to be pretty close. They're going to have about 1 HP left, and we're going to both counter each other down. And down we go. Very good. So, all right, let's see what it is. They're going to be weak to both electric and grass, so they'll have a counter. And there it is, a Talonflame. Thank goodness we didn't bring in the Venusaur. Otherwise, we would have been screwed here. What we're going to do is shield everything up. Yeah, we'll just shield everything up. We'll come out of this with energy unless they do want to swap here. We just got to make sure we win this matchup with the Ampharos. I wanted to farm them down, but I was thinking, let's go ahead and just get their shield. And we do. We get their last shield here, and we will be able to farm them down. That last hit that I just made, that last Volt Switch went through. They're going to get KO'd as soon as this is over. And they have a Tapu Fini in the back. It's a wrap for me. Thank goodness. Finally, we have something that aligns in the back. A lot of games, I mean, yes, there's skill involved in Go Battle League. Okay, I'm not going to deny that for sure. You know, you have to know typings and how much your Pokemon's going to take in a certain move. Catching is a big thing as well. Counting is another big thing too. But when you're just straight countered in the front and in the middle, I mean, there's really nothing you can do. And if there's somebody out there who's going to argue, I mean, I'm not even wasting my time because it's all here on the table. All right. Anyways, and I'm a little tired of bitching about it, I guess. Here I am. This is just more of a discussion. I'm not really going to go hard like, and I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. I mean, just take a look. You could be the witness to it. All right. So this is not a bad matchup here up against Drapion, of course. And hitting me with that crunch and farming them down and coming out of this with energy. And we didn't use a shield. And we're going to be able to get off an Icy Wind. Let's go. And beautiful. So Poliwrath with Icy Wind was the showcase. It's great. Obviously, it's an amazing move to have for it. Poliwrath is a good Pokemon, especially after its Community Day counter. That was great. All right, so Ampharos here, again, one of my favorites because there is so much coverage and diversity for this thing. You can take out a lot of different things with it, including this Trevenant here. That's going to be Ghost taking that win, and they have a Greninja in the back. Finally, we're getting some good matchups here. Now, they were building up extra energy so they can spam. Yeah, that was pretty much the only win con there. Actually, there was no win con because I had a Venusaur with a shield. Next game met with a Talonflame. This is halfway decent. If they do decide to go for a fly, more than likely that's what they're going to have because not too many people run Brave Bird. Yep, there it is, that fly. We are, of course, going to be shielding that up. And unfortunately, they're not going to be lowering their defense. They do swap into a Kingdra to catch that Icy Wind. Sounds good to me. And we're going to go ahead and take out this Kingdra now. What I could have done is farmed extra. I don't know if I would have survived an Outrage, and I figured, whatever, we're going to be able to get to the Sludge Bomb, and that's going to threaten them, or they're just simply going to be going for their charge move right away. And now that we bring back that Talonflame, and they're locked in there, we're going to go ahead and bring in the Ampharos to have a little fun in this situation. Do believe we're going to farm them all the way down here, and just spam whatever is in the back. And we do have an Obstagoon. This is fine. I mean, we need to get a shield going here. Okay, we still have 2 shields. We've got 0, so how in the hell? All right, their Talonflame was dead, basically, so they backed out as soon as they saw the counter user, and they had 2 shields. Just another testimony that, you know, this game, it really boils down to what do they have in the back? It's not a matter of you're skilled or not, a lot of times. All right, anyways, we have a Excadrill out here, or a Escavalier, okay? So we're going to go ahead and go for an Icy Wind. They're going to be retreating and bringing in a Poliwrath. We've already used a shield to kind of maintain that health that the Drill Run or potentially Aerial Ace was going to do to the Poliwrath. And bring it in the Ampharos. We're down a shield. This Icy Wind. Ooh, going straight for Skull. Not good. But I didn't want to use my last shield, so we're just going to have to play it off like that. Now, I think we're going to go in here with the Poliwrath. We don't want to quite reveal our Venusaur yet, although it is super effective, but we don't want to take a Icy Wind because that is going to do a decent amount of damage. Now I do decide to counter them down, which I guess that was a good call there, and they did drop our attack by 1 stage, so we do have to consider that. Going straight for the Skull here up against that Escavalier and going for another one right out the gate here. I'm not even going to try to screw around, and they let it go, and they have a Greninja in the back. Again, you could just back out. Exactly, and that's not a slight at that person. Just back out. That's what I thought. No. I may say that when I'm playing at the time and I'm angry because Go Battle League pisses me off to no end, but when I'm on the mic, I have enough logic and sense to say, obviously nobody was in control of that. Nobody knew what was in the back unless you're using the Discord cheat, which is still prevalent. All right, so we're, look, what is this? Ampharos up against a Galarian Stunt. All right, so we had a bad lead, so I thought, up against the Glissopod, but here's the thing. If Glissopod has Liquidation and X-Scissor, I mean, there's really nothing it can do up against Poliwrath except spam those moves over and over again. They're not very effective because of the fighting and then, of course, the water. So I didn't know that, though, because a lot of people do have Aerial Ace. They might, and with my odds and going into Go Battle League, I always usually go up against my opponent who has the super effective move. But in this case, I got extremely, I don't want to say lucky, my odds were just great this time. Excellent. So they're spamming me as much as they can with the not very effective, and we're just going to keep on going for the Icy Wind here. They retreat. They have their own Poliwrath in the back. 2-2 shield still. Nice shiny over there, by the way. And, you know, it's really cool that Poliwrath is actually green because it's a frog, right? So, hey, it's green on the shade, right? So we're just obviously going to spam the hell out of them here. The Poliwrath is going to be able to handle that Glissopod. And we want to look out here for a swap. And be careful, because you already know. Getting to the next one here. Beautiful Venusaur. Let's go. Let's go, Shadow Venusaur. Let's get it. Bringing in the Poliwrath, getting to the Icy Wind. Although this is not very effective, I should be enough. Looks like the game froze. Wonder why. And we take that win. Let's keep it going here. Do have a decently long video because we are including the losses. Oh, what do you know? A Tapu Finn. Oh, okay. So we're going to go ahead and swap into our Ampharos here, as we do have the Venusaur, which is going to be an even better counter because we resist the moves. They do swap into a Shadow Dragonite, as I do bring in the Ampharos here. And I will admit this is not a horrible matchup. So it's not worth like backing out like, I don't want to play this game card countering me. Like, nah, this is a good matchup here. Now, the only thing we have to think about is if they're running a Tapu Finn in the front, they more than likely have like a Charizard or a Talonflame in the back. Possibly. I mean, these are the things you have to start thinking of to make sure you don't screw up, right? I mean, and at that point, it's not even like you're doing something horrible or screwing up. You're just taking a coin flip freaking guess. Barely getting to the Icy Wind here. We did have to use both shields, but I figured they did too, so we're going to be okay to do so as well. And they have a Toxicroak in the back. So, oh, we have one shield left? Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. We shield up the Mud Bomb here. I don't know, I feel like I should have let that one go. Look at the grass animation. This game, man, it can't even just work. Alright, so they're swapping into Tapu Finn to kind of use it as a third shield here. And what's going to happen is we're actually going to be able to farm them down. And we almost have a Frenzy Plant. Nobody is safe from Shadow Venusaur. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The only things that are technically kind of safe are, what is it, Skarmory? There's another one. And Steel types for the most part. Alright, next game we're met with a Talonflame. They're going to be retreating with energy. Very nice, very nice. That's a very good strategy here. And they are bringing in their Poliwrath as I go for an Icy Wind. So we're going to go ahead and bring in the Venusaur, seeing that that Talonflame is loaded up with energy. And it's a good enough to call it a loss. So we're going to let this go. They do get a decent amount of energy here. So just one quick move with energy, so it's not the worst. Now we're going to be able to align it with the Ampharos. Beautiful. This is exactly what we want. Hopefully there's something in the back that's like a rock or a steel type, or maybe even a dark. We'll have to see. But highly doubt they're going to be running a double fire here. So they're going to be using their first shield. We get to the next brutal swing here. And they let it go. Of course, it would have been really... Oh, an Ampharos in the back. Yeah, we're pretty screwed here because, well, we've got Poliwrath. Yeah. So we get their last shield. Swap into the Poliwrath. You're not going to believe this battle here. So it's going to get crazy. So we shielded up. Trailblaze. Yep. Should I have shielded up the next one and let that go? I don't think so, because then the Volt Switches would have been enough to almost take us out here. This is going to KO. It's fine. But we get off 2 more counters as it didn't KO. Volt Switch takes forever for the damage to register, so we're actually able to counter them down. Crazy. All right, now I think we're going to stop with the losses. This is going to be one of the last I show here, and it's just another hard counter. So you have a good understanding that you're not the only one in this boat that's getting screwed over in Go Battle League, okay? And again, this is not a complaint thing or anything like that, although people are going to take it as such. This is just an educational video showing you those things, right? All right. So let's take a look at some I do believe will be winning from here on out. There'll probably be a loss or two, maybe still. Okay, so this isn't good, right? Yeah, you're super effective to them too. Yeah, but they can spam us with their charge move a lot faster, okay? So it's not particularly awesome. We did lower their attack here, so we're going to go ahead and let this discharge go. And we're actually going to be able to counter them down. Coming out of this match with energy, can we get to the Icy Wind? We do, beautiful. It doesn't matter if it's super effective, resisted, whatever, as long as we're able to lower their attack. We're going to go ahead and bring in our Venusaur here as we lowered their attack, and we're resisting the counter, and we can let this first Icy Wind go because, well, their attack is down and Venusaur is squishy, but we're not that squishy. Look at what we have here. They lowered my attack. This is Zygarde perfect form, or the 100. Look at this. Absolutely insane. I love this. It's so cool to see people with this thing. You put in a lot of freaking work. That's one of the few Pokemon where you can say, I work my ass off for this thing. And I am behind schedule as far as getting the cells. I'm not going to be able to get it by the end of the year because the game is freaking me over. I don't know what it is. I feel like they're trying to make it so you don't get it as fast. So they don't allow you to encounter the cells every time. So this thing is absolutely just smoking me over here, but I'm going to finally be able to take it out. And then Poliwrath is going to get smoked with the Frenzy Plant. Damn, Shadow Venusaur taking out gods over here. Let's go. In Pokemon Go. Okay. That was insane. I would really enjoyed that one. Next game, of course, a freaking Gramble with Charm. Of course it is. So I swap into the Ampharos. Now I'm going to go for the Brutal Swing here. More than likely we'll get a shield out of them. Fantastic. Let's get it, baby. I'm going for another one. Probably going to let this go, knowing that it's going to be a Brutal Swing now. Yeah. And that's okay. They've used the shield, and we're going to go ahead and unfortunately reveal my whole team by now. They've seen the Poliwrath. They've seen the Ampharos, which is now dead. And now the Venusaur. So, lovely. All right, we're coming out of this with a bunch of energy. Do they have a counter for poison? They must. Not really. Okay, so they're bringing in Wall Rain. It looks like Venusaur is going to be able to absolutely destroy this team. What do you actually have in the back? I immediately swap a Cresselia. Okay, it is Psychic, but the thing is, if you don't have Future Sight on your Cresselia, Venusaur will absolutely destroy you. Okay, because you're not going to be able to do much damage with your Grass Knot or Moonblast, which are both going to be resisted because of the Grass and then the Poison. And then the Poison Grass to the Grass Knot. So it's an all-around amazing matchup here. Now, as far as the Poliwrath, we're just going to be doing as much damage as possible, obviously, since we're locked in this situation here. They do have one Pokemon left and one shield. Okay, so they're going to let this go almost to the Icy Wind, but it's just not worth it. They're going to be bringing in the Wall Rain. We farm them down with the remainder health. We're going to build up to almost two Frenzy Plants. Not going to get there quite yet. And take the win. There you go. Venusaur yet again. It's always about Venusaur. If I put Venusaur on the team, whatever I'm showcasing will get overlooked by it because it is always just taking the spotlight. Next game, met with a Giratina. I've had, what, like 2 good leads? Maybe I've had 2 neutral leads and actually no just straight up great leads. Like, where are the Rock? Where are the Steel? Where are these son of a guns? When I need them to be up front. We already know where they're at. So we're gonna just obviously keep going with the Icy Wind here, and just play this by ear, letting it go, swapping with energy, bringing in a Poliwrath, and we just kind of systematically bring in the Venusaur. We will be letting this Icy Wind go. No way I'm using my shield here, and we can still put on the pressure with the Venusaur up against Giratina. Yes, they just lowered my attack. Yes, they are resisting grass, but it doesn't really matter. We're still going to be doing a ton of damage. They're bringing in Talonflame. Makes sense. Okay. So they can farm us down and get a good amount of energy here. Going for the Sludge Bomb. They're using their first shield. Going to go ahead and bring in the Ampharos here. Now we do need a lookout. Yeah, I'm probably going to shield this up. Now, typically, again, people would like to let the first Flame Charge go, but since we're Shadow, and we kind of need to maintain this health here, it's probably going to be within my best interest to shield that first one up, just so we're going to be okay, and we could take these hits here. If we can build up to one more Brutal Swing, we're going to be able to take this win here. Kind of forgot how much energy they did have, but this is going to be looking pretty good here. Poliwrath in the back with a little bit of energy, I do believe, and still plenty of health. We get to the damn Brutal Swing yet again. Ampharos putting in that work for us every single time. Love this thing. Amazing. All right, let's keep going. If you haven't hit the like button, make sure you do so. It really does help out the channel here. Now, check this out. This person gets screwed. For Alligator, there's nothing you can do up against Poliwrath. They swap into Gramble Shadow with Charm. I bring in Venusaur. They back out. I would do the same. Absolutely. Esport. Let's go. Oh, okay. This is what you're not going to see on other people's channels. Just the straight up truth of the Go Battle League. All right. Anyways, we have a situation here which is looking pretty good. Okay. Venusaur up against the Greninja. They're staying here. I don't know what the hell is going on. Did they lock in? I was yapping. I wasn't paying attention. But hey. Oh, there they go. Swapping into Tentacruel. Thank goodness. Finally, we have counters for the Pokemon. They're swapping in, and we're not just going to get walled to death. I mean, Kiash. All right. So, Trailblaze? No. Going to go Brutal Swing spam here. And we're just not simply staying alive long enough. I could have shielded up that Scald, sure, but I don't know. Sometimes I just try to call a an acid spray, and they hit me with a skull, and it's GG's. So bringing in the Venusaur, going for the Frenzy Plant to take out that thing, and they do have a Giratina in the back. Did you see what happened there with that Venusaur? I literally retreated with 1 HP and a Frenzy Plant ready to go. So we better be right on our toes, because you have no idea how many times I've thrown a Pokemon with about 1 or 2 HP that had an energy ready to go just like that into battle. But here's the thing. Here's the best way to throw those things into battle. It's not by swapping in. Unfortunately, you're just going to have to let the Pokemon you have faint, and you're just going to have to do one last Hail Mary. Because if you try to swap in, you're going to get hit by the quick move animation before you're even able to tap the damn charge move. And a lot of times it's happened to me before, is where I have the energy on the Venusaur like this, like you're about to see, but it still doesn't let me tap it. But I was allowed to here, so thank goodness. And Venusaur is going to be able to take the win for us with that Frenzy Plant up against Giratina at the end. Next game, what do we got going on here? Oh, leading with Venusaur, we're met with a Skeledirge. Where in the actual F were all those when I was leading with Poliwrath? And then I swap into Ampharos, and they bring in a Cobalion, which is going to completely wall me. I guess we are still looking at the losses and the realism here. Just so you can see, Venusaur up front, what else are we going to see now? Okay, well that's amazing. Finally, they have to give some to you once in a while to bring your freaking score back up to about 53, 54, 55%. All right, so this is looking pretty damn good for us here. We have a decent matchup and an argument for people who want to tell me like, well, what about the other people on the other end? There's a thing called easy mode and hard mode, okay? It's a perpetuating system of stupidity. So it's just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, as opposed to just battling somebody with a team that's, you know, not manipulated by the system to have you match up against somebody where you're going to be super effective to them or they're going to be super effective to you. Okay? I just want to battle somebody. Simple. Is it so difficult? All right. Anyways, I felt like this could have been a not such a good situation because we're lowering their attack and they're also able to build up a lot of energy. And more than likely, they're going to be retreating as soon as I bring in the Venusaur. Exactly. Giratina. And we bring in the Ampharos here, which is going to be able to spam that. Brutal Swing. Now, if we get them low enough, we're going to double shield them because the Tapu Finn, there's nothing it can do unless it had Ice Beam. And go figure, this one might just have it because that would be my luck. But again, we're just going to shield up both things from the Giratina here to do as much damage with the Ampharos so that the Venusaur is going to be able to just run over the Tapu Finn and it's over. All right, so we're doing a lot of damage there with that Brutal Swing. We have no more shields. And Venusaur can take care of this Giratina at this range of health anyways. A Frenzy Plant will KO them. So we're going to go ahead and swap right now and get that off. We're going to go ahead and take them out immediately. Now, we do have to remember that the Tapu Finn does have a good amount of energy. And this actually kind of surprised me here. This Moonblast did a little bit more damage than I expected. So not too great here, but of course the Venusaur is going to be able to take the win. Folks, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!